The other big debate has been around delimitation, and the Home Minister in that interview that I was referring to said that they won't let delimitation impact the electoral strength of the southern states. So while the overall number of Lok Sabha seats will go up, they'll ensure that the interests of the southern states are maintained, which I presume will mean that the percentage of seats from each state will roughly stay the same even as the overall strength of the Lok Sabha goes up. Do you see delimitation in the next term of the Modi Sarkar, if there is one, being a major hot button issue, or do you think a way can be found to deal with this?
No, I think it's a commonsensical thing to punish southern states because they have done well on population control would be unfair to those states, and also politically, if BJP wants to expand in east and south, I don't think they are politically naive to antagonize people there by changing the proportion of the seats. So my not informed, but my guess is that proportion of the seats coming from each state would be maintained. However, because of the rise in population, number of seats will go up, but I do not see the proportion of seats coming from each state changing dramatically. That would not be right thing to do, and I don't think any political formation, be it BJP or Congress, would be able to do that, because if you do that, it will create a big north-south divide. Plus, it will also act as a kind of disincentive for those who have worked well, the states and the governments and the societies that have work on the population control and other developmental measures. It would appear as if they are being punished for doing right thing.
Let's spend some moment on the key political personalities. Rahul Gandhi is planning a east to west Bharat Jodo Yatra Part 2. Do you think his first Yatra bolstered his political fortunes to some extent? To what extent? Because you work with the man, you understand how his mind works. And now if he does this east to west Yatra, do you think he's being able to overcome the Pappu image, or do you think the brand is so damaged that it's very difficult to revive meaningfully, especially when the comparison is with somebody as formidable as Modi?
See, it has got nothing to do with how formidable Mr. Modi is. Globally, if you look in democracy, those who fight elections or those who are in public domain, there is a kind of life to any brand or any leader. If you are defeated once, twice, thrice, you cannot go on trying and hope that somebody, all of a sudden people will realize that, oh, you are the one who are going to change their fortunes. So to that extent, I do not see Rahul Gandhi being able to completely change and become the new messiah in the eyes of the people of this country. However, having said so, if he has made an effort like walking from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, definitely it would help him personally and otherwise, where people would have seen that at least he has made an effort. But as you have seen in the election results as well, the walking itself on its own would not result into better election results. If that would have been the case, then Congress would have won Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, at least one or two of them, because he walked more number of days in these states than he would have walked, say, in Telangana. But you can walk, you can work with the public, it will always help. There is no two way about it. But whether it will result into electoral gain or not, for that you need to have lot other factors going in for you. You need the organization, you need the second rung leadership, you need the resources, you need the chatter, you need the narrative, you need to connect with the people, for people to translate, for your support to translate into vote, which to my mind I do not see for Congress anywhere. For example, he walked. Last 2 years almost I've been living in villages of Bihar. I do not see any change in the perception of people vis-a-vis Rahul Gandhi or Congress in Bihar, so, or for that matter UP. So unless you have a supportive organizational strength and the narrative to go hand in hand with your personal effort, be it a walk or a Rath Yatra or any public contact, it's not going to give you electoral dividend.
Let's come now to Prime Minister Modi, who despite being in power for 9.5 years has the highest approval ratings of any leader globally. You look at that Morning Consult tracker, it almost seems as if Prime Minister Modi is in his own zone and everybody else is playing a different kind of game, including someone like Joe Biden, who has been in power for just for about 4 years. So A, what explains his abiding popularity? Do you think this stays till the time Prime Minister Modi is around, or do you think it's almost impossible to say for sure and this could potentially change as well?
Rahul, I watched a program where you presented the same data to some panelists there, and some of the psephologists in your show say this shows this, that. It shows nothing. If you are a powerful leader of a big democratic setup as big as India, definitely you would have the approval rating, part of it reflected in the global surveys as well. But I wouldn't draw any meaningful conclusion that how much his rating is outside India. If you remember, just for your viewers to recall, Mikhail Gorbachev was given a Nobel Prize, and the same year he was thrown out of the USSR at that time. As the country was disintegrating, he was the global leader. He was appearing as the global leader, messenger of peace and somebody who can change the world order. And he was thrown out in USSR. And I think Mr. Modi would know it better than anybody else, all of us, that these global ratings means nothing. His ratings in India is something which you should take note of. Yes, he has been popular, but it has got to do with both. One, he has been popular. Second, he has not had the challenger who can, put a counter narrative, or who can put the effort, who appears to be putting the effort to challenge Mr. Modi. I'm sure if you get somebody else who puts 5 years, the same Modi with the same strength, same strategy, would have a much lower rating than what he has today. A lot of people, I can tell you with my experience, in 2014 when people went to vote for Mr. Modi, a lot of people thought and really believed that this is the man who is going to change India fundamentally, and he is going to transform everything what Indians are suffering from. In 2019, a lot of those people again went and voted for Mr. Modi, but their chatter was, okay, he's trying, at least he's making an effort, he's a hard-working guy, his intent is right, let him give him another 5 years. When this time people will go and vote, what I sense is people are saying, okay, yes, he has not done dramatically very different things, he has not changed everything, but at least he is better than the others. Who is there? Who is better than him? So, the data is already, data and perception is already tilting. It's just that you are not noticing because there is no formidable challenge to him. But there is one data point I want to highlight just to buttress the same point what I have just said. In 2014, if Mr. Modi would have given a call, even in local panchayat elections, people voted on the call of Mr. Modi, the local bodies election, the Vidhan Sabha elections. And that is reflected in, but now I don't think he has got that kind of charisma. It is reflected in the vote, the data, because you're talking about data between 2014 to 2019. In all assembly elections put together, BJP's underperformance was close to 3 percentage point, meaning whatever they got in the Lok Sabha, in Vidhan Sabha, they got 3 percentage point lower. But between 2014 to 19, their underperformance is now high single digit. In many states, the BJP vote share in Lok Sabha versus Vidhan Sabha, their difference is 10-12 percentage point. That is showing that while people are still voting for Mr. Modi, they are not taking his word or his appeal to voters to vote for a political party or a leader as the gospel truth and as something which they want to follow blindly. So his brand and his capability to take vote is already coming down. Data, the beauty is you want to interpret it the way you want to interpret, you can always put it that way. But I see his popularity going down. He is no longer as formidable as he was in 2014. But yes, I still say he is still at the pole position. He still has the lead, primarily because there is no significant anger against him. There is a fatigue, but there is no anger. And more importantly, there is no challenger who is capturing the imagination of people by and large across Hindi heartland.
Now, one of the questions which everybody ponders over but nobody knows for sure is what happens when Prime Minister Modi hits the age of 75. He's often said that once you hit the age of 75, you should retire. However, if he does win his third term, he'd be midway through his third term, and there are conspiracy galore, theories galore in the BJP RSS circles of whether he'll give up what he's doing, head off to Kedarnath or some such place, or whether he'll stay on because he's been voted to power and continue till the end of his term at least. No one knows for sure, but I want to know what you think.
Well, Rahul, you knows it. I know it. The whole India knows it. He's going nowhere. If he wins, he continues to be the Prime Minister. No rules applies to him, not of this kind of rules. So this is like just a, a living room chatter. Sometimes people entertain themselves with this kind of fancy ideas. I do not see Mr. Modi leaving the chair so long he is voted by the people of India.
Okay.
Be it 75 or 80.
How do you see the issue of a post-Modi succession? There's a lot of chatter. You spoke about drawing room conversations, etc. How do you see that potentially play out?
Well, on succession, nobody can make a second guess. All of you, whole of India, all your pundits, surveyors, political analysts could not predict the succession in the states like Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan. How do you expect any one of us to have an idea of who is going to succeed Mr. Modi? First of all, it's a little bit too premature. But one thing one can say for sure is the directionally which side it's going. If you look at, and for that you don't need to be a political analyst, just look at the BJP's leadership trajectory over last 20 years. It was Vajpayee and Mr. Advani. Vajpayee as a liberal face, Advani as a conservative face or hardliner. Then it became Mr. Advani and Mr. Modi. Now it is Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah. So directionally they are becoming a bit more closer to what they claim and they have their ideology is. So I see somebody, whoever replaces Mr. Modi, would appear to the large section of society a much more hardliner Hindutvadi than what Mr. Modi is.
Interesting. You're saying
the direction is very clear in my mind. That is where we are going.
You're saying that it seems certain from your perspective that whoever comes is likely to be more hardline, more pro-Hindutva than Prime Minister Modi. That's your sense?
Not sense. I can say this with all conviction at my command. This is going to be the trajectory. I do not see BJP having anyone in the leadership position of the party who would appear to be more liberal than what Mr. Modi is.
Okay, let's spend a moment talking about yourself. In the last few days that we've been discussing, setting up this interview, from the schedule that I've understood that you're following, you leave early in the morning. Just before this interview, you had a community meeting as well. You're traveling through the length of Bihar every single day, going up quite late till 10:30, 11 at night. Where do you think this is all going? Because when I speak to top politicians in some parties, especially the BJP, they say dhakke kha raha hai lekin kuch niklega nahi hai. How do you see this build up and to what end?
Well, I have committed myself a few years to be in Bihar and do what I think could be the remedy for a lot of problems we face in this state. And this state has not, we are at the poorest, the most deprived lot in the whole of India. And I don't think by forming a political party, fighting elections, winning or losing is going to change Bihar. Bihar has seen Congress government, we have seen Lalu, Nitish, we have also seen BJP. Even the 10 years of Mr. Modi in Delhi has not made a single difference as far as Bihar and the lives of people of Bihar is concerned. So I see the problem lies more on the side of the society. Unless society here understands and organizes themselves in a manner which are aligned to what they need in terms of governance, it's not going to change. And I'm trying to do the same thing. What BJP leaders say or what others are saying is none of my concern. If BJP leaders are so smart, they should have won Bihar. You know, in last 30 years, the fact is BJP is in Bihar, in last assembly election, their vote share was 19.6%. Just for your viewers and so-called top BJP leaders to understand, their vote share in Bihar in last assembly election was 19.6%. So who are they to claim about how much they know about Bihar? And in many states, wherever they have faced the strong challenge, they have crumbled like pack of cards. So, you know, for all the boasting and what they claim that they know everything when they are facing Congress, not against other parties. So what I'm doing here is what I have set out for myself. I want to spend 2-3 years of my life trying to understand and organize the society here in the manner which could change fundamentally the way Bihar is perceived and the way we are governed. If we are successful, I think we would be able to see better days for ourselves. If not, then we will see. If BJP has a better plan, then they should do it. They are sitting in center. They have got, or their alliance got 39 MPs from Bihar. They did absolutely nothing for Bihar. So at least they should be the last one to be speaking about Bihar and the politics of Bihar, and they should be the last one to be speaking for people of Bihar.
Because it's a big question. Can a smart strategist be a good Jan Neta? I think what you do will answer that question in some ways, because the theory in political circle is...
Listen, Rahul.
To strategize is easy, to do actual Netagiri is much tougher.
Okay, so a lot of people, when I started what you are calling political strategist, a lot of people said the same thing, that it's one thing to sit in the office and do computer number crunching and completely another thing to help someone win elections. And people laughed. You were the one who laughed at me in Bengal when I said that BJP will not cross 100, and you said that I'll be trolled, my life will be made miserable. They ended up 77. So unless you do something, how do you know what it's going to be like? If 10 years back in 2011, if I would have told that there is a domain called political strategy or Chunav Prabandhan or whatever you want to call it, all of you would have laughed, and I'm sure many BJP leaders would have laughed. But 10 years, once that space has proven to be creating some value addition, then people are taking it seriously. So what I'm doing here, you can laugh, and I'm very happy about it that you are laughing. I'm not making any.
No, I'm not laughing at all.
I want
one
to do
second.
Whether
anybody who works as hard. No, one second. Don't. You're now doing what a Neta does. You're twisting what I said. I never said I'm mocking what you're doing. I, in fact, appreciate effort and hard work, and I think you're making a lot of that. My only question is towards the outcome, because one theory, and I'm sure you've heard this, is he's building this base, and ultimately Prashant Kishor wants to merge with the BJP. Is that true, sir?
If I were to merge with the BJP, what is preventing me from today joining BJP? I am the one who have fought BJP. I have helped all the political parties to fight BJP. So, and as far as, let's stick to what Bihar could look like. I give you an example. When I walked 5 districts, this BJP, which is the forte of BJP, the strongest fort of BJP in Bihar is Champaran. There was a by-election, MLC by-election, and BJP was reduced to 400 votes, and a candidate supported by me, an independent Muslim guy, he has won with 4,000 votes. So all these leaders, and in that region, in 5 districts where I walked and we put this independent candidate, I'm not trying to say that this result is the reflection of the broad sentiment in Bihar, but what I'm trying to tell that from those 5 districts, there are 5 BJP MPs. Put together, they could not help win one MLC. Their candidate got 450 votes. All they got was 450 votes. And an independent candidate supported by Jan Suraj won with 4,000 votes. So at least, in India, no matter, I'm not saying that you are mocking, the BJP leaders or whoever are mocking or trying to make light of what we are doing, that they are well within their right to do that. But at least no one would say that I don't understand politics. Whether I'm able to make sense of it or not, that's a different story. But don't at least give me at least that much that I understand a little bit of politics more than most of these BJP leaders. Even their leaders would, in time of crisis, would like to hear what I'm trying to say. The Kailash Vijayvargiya, who was the General Secretary of BJP in Bengal, he thought that he is winning 200 seats. Mr. Amit Shah thought that he is winning 200 seats when they were reduced to 77. And in the same Bihar, I must remind you, it's not only Bengal. The same people in 2015 made the similar claims, and we won with the Mahagathbandhan with almost 190 seats. BJP was reduced to 55. So BJP is not all-knowing, all invincible. Yes, at times when they are fighting with Congress, because Congress is weak, Congress is not able to take them on, they pretend as if they know everything and they are invincible. Let them fight the election in Bihar. When we will form the party here in 1 year time, let them fight and defeat, and then we will talk.
You think you can win the next Bihar assembly elections?
People of Bihar will win, and BJP will find it very difficult to digest the result of 2025 assembly election in Bihar. BJP will find it very difficult to digest. Take my word and write it down. Talk to me once the assembly election happens in 2025.
We'll save this. It will be epic if you can do it.
You save it. You save it. It's not about epic. The people of Bihar are so frustrated. every BJP MP, but for the name of Mr. Modi, but for the fact that there is no alternative, each 17 out of 17 MPs in Bihar, I can bet 10 or more of them will lose elections. It's just the Modi factor. It's just that people are not, at any cost, they don't want to vote back Lalu Yadav. They don't see any alternative at India level, and that's why they, at the end, under compulsion, they vote for BJP. BJP must not take that as a kind of support for them. I'm again repeating, BJP vote share in assembly in 2020 was 19.6%. So please ask the BJP leaders, they would not even know what is the vote share they got in assembly elections last time. And this is after ruling India 8 years. This is despite Modi, despite Amit Shah, despite Sangh, despite Hindutva, and despite Mr. Adityanath doing what he's doing in Uttar Pradesh. All that things put together, BJP got less than 20% vote in Bihar. So please, for God's sake, do not start propagating as if BJP is the force in Bihar, at least not in the state politics, in the context of state politics.
Are you open to the idea of working with the Congress again, or is there a chapter you've now closed?
Well, Congress is fighting elections this time under the leadership of Mr. Kharge and Rahul Gandhi, effectively Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and they have decided a path for themselves. After Lok Sabha, what happens, we don't know. Ideologically, I am more aligned to them than anybody else. That much I can tell you.
Window which is open post the Lok Sabha elections of a possible rapprochement with the Congress, if the Congress wants it. Prashant's not denying it. So there's a lot to chew on and to bite on. For joining us from Darbhanga, thank you very much. Prashant, Kishor, really appreciate your time and wish you all the best. Thank you, sir.